Trade TV are now on the Handiscoop stand here at PAX, and I'm joined by John Nicholls. John,
good to meet you.
Good to meet you. We've had a little look at this product off camera, but really I'd like you to show me exactly what it does and what it would do for me as a pet owner. I have 11 dogs, so I have a challenge.
Yeah, that's great, no problem at all. Okay, if you've got 11 dogs, we've got the long scoop here, which is the world's best poop scoop for the garden. And we also have the short version, which is the world's best poop scoop for a walk. So let's start with the garden if you've got 11 dogs. Right, in a garden situation, at the moment, how do you clear up from your 11 dogs?
Bag and a bucket.
Okay, so you're going round on your hands and knees, picking up with a bag and a bucket. The other way, obviously, is a shovel. But the problem with the shovel is at the end it's dirty and you have to clean it off with a hose pipe. And when we clean off with a hose pipe, we just hope the water is water. Okay, great. Now then, let me show you Handiscoop. Now the great thing with Handiscoop, it's 100% hygienically clean all the time. It never gets dirty. The reason it doesn't get dirty, it's always got a bag on the head of the scoop. It's got 3 bands here, so I'll just load another bag on the scoop, so we've got the third one on the scoop. The handy bag we introduced this year, which we recommend for the scoop, but any bag will fit as long as it's big enough and it doesn't trap the jaws too far inwards. So I'm just bringing the band up there. We've now loaded the band on the scoop, put a gusset in the bag, and I'm ready to clear the lawn.
Okay.
Right, 11 dogs, you may have 50, 60 poos on the lawn if you haven't cleared up for a couple of days. Is that right?
Can be, yep.
Okay, great. In that case, this is what I would do. I would just pick up, when I just pull the trigger, simply puts it in the bag and seals it. But it's got multi-pick magic, so that means I can go over 2, 3, 4 poos and throw them into a bucket. If you had a bin bag in the bucket there, I'd be just throwing into the bucket with a bin bag. Okay. Now you appreciate that I could go around your lawn now, I could keep picking and picking and picking, put 30, 40 poos in that bucket without any hassle at all. The only thing on the last one, by the time you've got to the last one, if your bag is quite dirty, what I recommend is you just lock it off, pull the top tag down, and just simply throw away the last bag into your bucket. The bags are biodegradable, so it will work in your winery.
Brilliant.
And then basically your scoop is all nice and clean and ready for your next one. You say, Martin, your mum has a dog also at home?
Yeah, just the one, a little one.
Okay, and quite a smallish lawn?
Very small, yes.
Okay, great. What I'd recommend is the big scoop for your mum, because obviously restricted mobility and things.
Yep.
If she simply goes out onto a lawn, picks up the poop and locks it, she can then, there's more room in that poop now for more poops in the bag, but I would just leave that by the back door, and when she comes out tomorrow or this evening, she literally picks up the scoop again and picks up the next 2. She's now got 4 poops in the bag, which is plenty, so she's done a good job there, saving bags, and she can then empty the bag. It's all sealed up. She just simply pulls down the band, the bag comes up over the top, she can release the catch and throw the bag in the bin. But the great thing with this scoop is, as I said before, the bag is on before, so she's ready for her next one.
Okay, that's fascinating. It really is impressive.
So
really
it's the both ways. If you've got loads of dogs, you pick up into a bucket with a bin bag. If you've just got a few and do it regularly, you basically would use that method. But it's far superior to bending down on your hands and knees.
Absolutely, yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
And it's not a nice job. This scoop is ideal for people like yourself, obviously able-bodied people, repetitive picking up, repetitive off the lawn. But it's also very good for someone with restricted mobility on a walk. There's a lot of old people that can't bend at all. They have real problems trying to pick up the poo from the dogs. And this scoop is just ideal. So just someone on a gentle walk in the park, down the road, this scoop is fantastic. I invented this scoop, and I can't personally walk on a long walk with this scoop. It's too long for me. So we invented the Handiscoop Short, which is this fella here. And this is the world's best walking scoop, no doubt about it. Okay. There's no other better way of picking up poop on a walk than with this scoop.
Well, you're confident about that. You've showed me once. Show me again then.
Okay, fine. Well, the same situation here. It will hold 3 bags. It's not loaded with 3 bags. So if I just load another one on, just to prove my demonstration. Now, the great thing of loading a bag now is we're not on the walk yet. We haven't told the dog we're going a walk yet. We're just simply loading the bag in our own backyard, kitchen, or wherever we happen to be at the time. So our bag's loaded now. It will take 3, but I'm loaded with 2, so I'm quite happy that's enough for our walk today.
Okay.
And when you walk your dogs, how many dogs would you walk at a time?
I sometimes have 7.
7 dogs at a time. Okay. You appreciate with the scoop, you could, and at the moment, do you hold them 3 and 4?
We tend to be off lead, to be honest.
Off lead.
But I tend to have 3 and 4.
3 and 4 if you were on lead.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, people say to me, "Oh, yeah, I couldn't carry that because I've got 3 dogs, 4 dogs." I couldn't care how many dogs you got. It's still the best method, and I can prove it no problem at all. So if you had 3 and 4, all I suggest is when you come to pick up a poop, what you're going to do is just swap hands, put all the 7 in one hand. Okay. Now, if that is the first poop on the ground, the great thing is I've got great stability because I've got all 7 dogs there. If they start pulling on something, I'm not off balance, really good stability. I'm over the top. It's covered all the smell up. I simply pull the trigger and it puts it in the scoop, and it took me 1 second.
Okay.
Right? To actually stop your 7 dogs, get a bag out of your pocket, have them flying down the road on a windy day, takes you 20 seconds or more every time. And we're talking something you do 10 times a day.
Yeah.
It's not once a year, 10 times a day.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I would just simply bring this other hand over. I can bring it over with all the leads on and go into lock mode. Okay? So now we're walking along the path again. We get another poo. I simply go down over the top, exactly the same as before. I've now got 2 poops in one bag.
Okay,
so now, instead of having 2 bags of swinging poo in my hand, I've got 1 scoop and all my dogs under perfect control. And now we've already picked up 2 poos in the bag, Martin. Lo and behold, we get a 3rd one. But again, very simple, takes 1 second instead of 20. We've now saved about a minute in time and 3 bags or 2 bags, okay? Now this is the bit I love about this scoop, is we're walking home and on the pavement, that poo is nothing what to do with you at all.
Okay.
It's someone else's poo, been unfortunately left on the pavement. If you were in the normal situation of bags, would you stop and pick it up?
Probably not, if I'm honest, no.
I think the reason for that is quite explanatory. It's going to take you 20 seconds of your time.
Yep.
You didn't do it in the first place. It's bad enough picking your own poo up, but pick someone else's up is even worse. And it's going to waste another bag.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's all fair.
Okay, fine. So we're on exactly the same walk, but this time you have the scoop in your hand, and lo and behold, just simply over the top, picked it up, took you half a second, doesn't waste any bags, doesn't waste any time, and you're going to do it.
So actually you're doing something for the problem of
poo picking all the time.
Okay.
And that's the other point I'd love to get over. I heard the other day that Cambridge County Council on the Vine show, Jeremy Vine show, was saying that they were now going to fine people unless they got 2 poop bags in their pocket.
Really? Okay.
Well, for that to be policed is more or less impossible anyway, because I've got to come up to you and ask you and you show me. But if I'm walking in the park 500 yards away with that in my hand, he knows that I'm going to pick up my poop and somebody else's maybe.
We've spoken about out and about on a walk, and to be frank, you've shown me nice, neat carrots.
Yeah.
Okay. All dog owners will understand that not everything comes out as you'd like it to, and sometimes dogs aren't very well. So there's also the issue around the house.
Yeah.
What about that?
Probably one of my most frequent questions about the scoop. What I would say is in grass, it'll take baked beans. I do demonstrations of baked beans in long grass. It'll actually clean the grass better than you can with your hands.
Really? Okay.
So it actually does a much better job than you could with your hands. But inside the house, I think it's a very important factor is the fact that we all come down, it's the morning, we're really busy, we look over on the kitchen floor and hey presto, the dog's been ill.
Yeah.
The dog doesn't want to be ill, obviously, you can't tell the dog off because poor thing's ill.
Yeah.
But you've got to turn around and clean the mess up. And it's often not a very pleasant task first thing in the morning. It's the last thing you want. But Handiscoop actually takes all the mess and stress out of picking it up. So what I've got down here are some baked beans. The great thing about this scoop, it's got a leading edge here. And you can actually, if it is thick and it's a bit thin, you can actually push it up together. I'm just bringing the scoop over the top now, and I'll pull the handle in. And lo and behold, I've cleared nearly every baked bean off that pad. But there's 2 or 3 left, and I could even go back and get those. You just keep recovering all the time. I really do believe there's not a better method in the world. And if they have, bring it on. Let me see it, because I haven't seen it yet.